Hello, this is Tony Hiller from RealClimateScience.com. Last year, CNN said that global warming had ruined white Christmases in the United States. They said we are better off leaving that dream of snow on Christmas morning to the holiday classics. Based on their narrative, it's not clear to me that they actually know what the story White Christmas was about. The original version of the movie was filmed in 1954, which was one of the hottest years on record in the United States. Illinois set their all-time temperature record of 118 degrees during July 1954. Here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, July 1954 was the last time we reached 100 degrees. During autumn 1954, the United States was hit by 3 major hurricanes, including the last 2 to hit New England. The third major hurricane to hit the United States in 1954 was Hurricane Hazel. It ravaged much of the eastern United States, then went up to Canada, hit Toronto, and became Canada's deadliest hurricane. The storyline of White Christmas was that on Christmas Eve it was 70 degrees in Vermont and there was no hope of snow. But then the miracle was that the snow came on Christmas. 2 years earlier, in 1952, the Winter Olympics in Oslo, Norway almost had to be canceled due to a lack of snow. More than 300 soldiers working day and night shoveled snow onto the giant slalom course in order to make the event happen. The entire premise of the CNN article from last year was flawed. And now this year, CNN is telling a completely different story. Historic cold coming in for this Christmas. Here in Cheyenne, Wyoming, some forecasts have us as low as minus 29 degrees Fahrenheit on Thursday morning, which is about minus 34 degrees Celsius. Cheyenne has only gotten that cold on 4 occasions, in 1930, twice in 1936, and the last time was in 1984. Living along the Front Range of Colorado, I always heard the legends about 1984, and now I'm getting to live them. We have 4 new Christmas miracles in our house. This is Zan and this is Sakura. And these 2 are Lightning and Ruby. If it weren't for the gift of fossil fuels, we would have a very difficult time keeping these 4 3-week-old puppies alive in minus 34 degrees Celsius weather. Global warming doesn't threaten them, but a lack of fossil fuels would. Yesterday morning, we lost power for a couple of hours, and I was thinking about how difficult it would have been had that happened on Thursday when it was extremely cold. Toki and Upla were born during June, so it was easier to keep them warm. I like to visit the Pioneer Cemetery at Bingham Hill in Fort Collins, Colorado. This memorial to some of the children who are buried there is a strong reminder of how difficult life used to be before we had fossil fuels to make our lives comfortable. Yesterday, Go Green Eco Warriors tweeted this. As CO2 levels climb to their highest in almost 5 million years, pushing Earth ever faster to uninhabitable dead zone, so what do humans do? Global coal use hits all-time high, report. Shut-down coal plants have reopened. Governments are reopening coal plants because they don't want their citizens to freeze and starve in poverty. And their beliefs about carbon dioxide are nothing more than ignorant superstition. The greatest expansion of life on Earth occurred 540 million years ago when carbon dioxide levels were at their peak, 15 times higher than they are now. Let's take a look at where our coal beds came from. Hundreds of millions of years ago, when carbon dioxide levels were very high, we had thick, verdant forests. In order for a plant to grow, it needs energy from the sun, carbon dioxide, water, and green leaves containing chlorophyll. The plant uses energy from the sun to create carbohydrates, which become the material the plant is made out of as it grows. These ancient trees contained huge amounts of stored solar energy. Eventually, the trees died and fell down into the swamp. Over time, they got buried and turned into coal. Coal is stored organic solar energy from millions of years ago. Coal is a blessing which allows us to stay warm and keep the lights on. Coal miners are incredibly important, useful members of society which we all need. On the other hand, climate alarmists contribute nothing. They are parasites in the system. Wyoming is the #1 producer of coal in the United States, which makes Zen, Sakura, Lightning, and Ruby very happy. The United Kingdom shut down their coal plants and now they're in trouble. Half of UK households face fuel poverty. Toto's been barking to stop the madness of climate alarmism for the past 15 years. You can visit him, Kyrie, Caesar, Toki, Upala, and the 4 new puppies on the web at realclimatescience.com. You don't have to worry about the puppies because even if the lights do go out, we have a wood-burning stove.